Hey guys, Philip here from BigPhil YouTube channel, and today let's talk about burnout, because that's what happened to me a month ago. I recorded a video from inside the car about how I felt at that time. And after reading, speaking to people, after actually diving more into mental health, I found out that that was that was pure burnout. In 2019, burnout was recognized by WHO, which means it's something serious. Let's talk more about burnout, because that's something really important, and then it's not really something to ignore, as it might have really severe impact on your mental and physical health. When recording this vlog, I'm using actually an article from mentalhealth-uk.org, which explains the burnout. What is burnout? And the burnout is a state of physical and emotional exhaustion. It can occur when you experience long-term stress in your job, or when you have worked in a physical or emotionally draining role for a long time. And I have to say that doing 70 or 80,000 miles a year on the road on the British motorways, which is not entirely true, but almost everyone trying to kill you because they are rushing somewhere, and there's no rational thinking behind the wheel in many occasions. You might feel drained. Well, I felt drained by constant stress while driving. It's absolutely ridiculous, because I love the driving and I absolutely hate driving now. Well, I hate it. I'm back on the good terms with driving. Hopefully I won't be driving as much, but you know what I mean. It's just like, it was a terrible feeling emotionally when just the day before I recorded the video, which I'm gonna link just now, I had two head-on almost collisions with people in white vans trying to overtake a lorry on a blind bend, and they nearly hit me, so I had to rescue myself, like swerving almost into a ditch, which is like not the most pleasant thing. I still did another 400-500 miles that day, but bloody hell, that was just 30 minutes since I left home. And that made a huge impact, because for the past 6 years I had many situations. Only muscle memory very often helped me to avoid any collisions. Because, be honest, when you drive for many hours, you're not always fully concentrated and fully alerted to what's happening around you. And just muscle memory very often saved my life. Common signs of burnout is feeling tired or drained all the time. And that happened to me. I have to say that I used to be really fully energetic and like rarely had any issues with my tiredness, because I was able to properly have time off and then have rest. And with this burnout, despite having a weekend off or even a Christmas off, I was constantly tired. I was constantly mentally tired, and physically, and even stopped kitesurfing. I've stopped kitesurfing in September, which is unusual, because last year I was kitesurfing in February, and I started in a bloody blizzard. And since September I was unable to go kitesurfing, which is unusual for me, because that's my asylum. Like, kitesurfing is the place, when I'm on the water, that's the place where I feel free, when I feel there's no obligation to anything. And there's only wind, water, my board, kite, sun, when sun is great, sun, and then total freedom, like mental freedom as well. Obviously you get tired physically, but that's great. And you're like absolutely, you have that absolutely fantastic feeling when you're on the water. And I've lost that. I mean, the burnout was so severe that I've lost the joy of going kitesurfing, which is bizarre, which is absolutely bizarre. And I have to say that I can't wait to go back on the water and just enjoy kitesurfing again. But yeah, it's definitely something you need to be aware of when spotting your burnout, that feeling tired and drained most of the time. Some people can lose appetite, some people can go and start using more alcohol or cigarettes. I don't smoke and I don't drink, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, I lost interest in my hobby, and my hobby was kitesurfing. Well, it still is. But you know what I mean, I used to kitesurf many times a year, and since September last year I haven't been on the water since. Another common sign of burnout is feeling helpless, trapped and defeated. And I have to say, that's true. I felt trapped at work. I'm not anymore, but yeah, it's just a state of mind. And I have to say that it's really weird, because I used to believe that I'm free. I'm free from that. I used to be at a stage where I used to be a workaholic, and I used to work a crazy amount of hours. And obviously it's a totally different story when you're saving up to buy a flat, or saving up to buy a car. You know, it's just temporary. But no, this time it's just like I felt helpless. I know I could reach out, and I've used the employee assistance program, and I know now that I could reach out to my manager and to whoever's at work, and then is trained, or well, not exactly trained, but they have some experience with human resources. But at that time I felt I'm unable to reach to anyone, and it's not good. It's not good. Another sign is feeling detached, alone in the world. When you're in a car for 8 to 14 hours a day, you feel alone. Even a podcast won't help you at some point. But yeah, definitely that's something you need to be aware of. And then, yeah, I felt detached from work. Honestly, for the first time that's the second time. First time I didn't went to the Christmas party because I went to Thailand. So totally different story. But yeah, I felt really detached and quite alone at work, and I thought that no one will understand me and no one will understand my issues and my problems. But you know, that's not always the case, and then you can look for help. So I know that there are many great people working for the company I work for, and I know I can reach them out and then speak to them whenever I have an issue. Hopefully there's gonna be no more issues, but you know, if there's any, now I know I can reach out and they can listen and they can help. Having cynical and negative outlook. Jesus, that's so true. But I've been cynical, and I can see where I've been cynical. And then, guys, if I've been cynical to you, I do apologize for it. Sometimes you just can't help yourself, and you need to seek for help. And I've managed to reach for help and to help myself, and I see where and when and to whom I've been cynical. So guys, I do apologize for it if you felt offended, but you know, sometimes it is what it is, and then you need to be and have understanding for other people and then what they're going through. So it's not always a picture perfect life or picture perfect month or even a day. We never know what struggles people have and going through, so bear that in mind and be thoughtful and just be kind to each other. Self-doubt. Oh yes, I have a lot of self-doubt recently, especially regarding work and what I'm doing. But what's the purpose? What's the purpose of the life? What's the purpose of work? And what's the purpose of everything? So I had plenty of self-doubt in myself in the recent months, and now that's gone. I still sometimes do have self-doubts, but that's a really rare occasion after the months of meditations and everything. So I went through a lot of stages in the past month, and I'm in a much better place. So I'm more confident. I'm more self-aware as well. So from that perspective, self-doubt, not anymore. Procrastinating and taking longer to get things done. Yes. Procrastinating, especially the negative impact of burnout had especially at home. When I was procrastinating everything, like literally everything. I still have something to do, and I still have some plans and lists to do to tick some boxes off. But I'm getting through those lists and those things I need to do, and then I'm not procrastinating as much as I used to. That burnout I had, honestly, so bad. It was so bad, it's just unbelievable. And then taking things longer to do. Yeah, sometimes instead of something taking me half an hour, which I used to take, I used to do it within an hour and a half, 2 hours, which is a bit long in my opinion. But yeah, that's something you just experience. That's something you need to go through and then think about it. As long as you think that through and you know what's going on and what's wrong, then you're on a good path to recovery. feeling overwhelmed. Yes, in many occasions I felt overwhelmed, especially during the pandemic, and then when I start traveling by car up and down instead of using public transport, because I was purely afraid of that crap called COVID-19. Felt really overwhelmed with all those things happening around me. Then negative news, how many people died, Jesus, like that was just terrible. And that actually built up over months, over that period of time. And I felt really overwhelmed in the last couple of weeks, couple of months before the burnout, actually, before that breakdown. Terrible. Now I'm fully aware what caused that, and I'm fully aware how to actually spot that. And then when now you have all that negative news about the Russian-Ukraine conflict, just stay away from the negative news. And then you need to be aware of what's going on around you in the world, but don't get too into it and don't get overwhelmed by the negative news, because obviously the negative news will sell better than the great news, good news. But we need to share all the good moments, all the good news, and the positive spirit. If we're only going to share the negative things, we're going to end up in a really bad and dark place. Burnout isn't something which is going to go away by itself, and then if you can find what caused the burnout, and if you can address the issue, and if you can seek help, then it's great. But definitely that's something you need to be aware of. It won't go away by itself, so you need to work on that, and you need to be aware and then look into the problem deeply. And then actually more, I'm missing the word here, but you know what I mean, you need to dive into the problem and then actually seek help. I've managed to do that, managed to reach to employee assistance program, and I've managed to speak to some people, and I do meditate a lot. Actually, I'll show you something, because I've been meditating straight for 38 days now, and overall 17 hours and 10 minutes of meditation in 2022. So quite a lot, but honestly it helped me. So I'm gonna still again leave the link to the app I'm using for meditation. Obviously seek a professional advice if you have problems and you struggle. Don't leave things until they get bad. I did that, and I had a really bad burnout at the beginning of this year. I'm more aware now. I'm not professional, but I'm totally aware what caused that and then how to avoid that in the future. And definitely now I know that I can reach out to people from work, to the management, to seek their help as well, and then some advice if you want to talk to them. So yeah, that's a massive difference in my point of view on that issue. Well, it's been a long video. I've been talking quite a lot. It's been quite difficult for me as well, but I'm in a good place now. I hope you guys are going to be in a good place as well. If you're struggling, remember there are people who are willing to help. There are volunteers, so don't be afraid. No one will judge you. We all have problems and we all struggle sometimes. But I think that might be the last episode of this sort of. I don't know if something changes or I'm gonna have an update for you guys. I will let you know. But for the time being, remember to leave the thumb up, leave the like, leave the comment, the support. If you know anyone who's struggling, share this video, share my previous video. I'm gonna drop the link down below underneath this video. It might save their life, save their mental health, or anything. It might help. So if you know anyone who requires help, who needs help, let them know. I'm gonna drop some numbers, telephone numbers, where you can seek help as well. If you're a subscriber, that's great. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's gonna be more of this here. You can see the logo. I'm starting a new project. This project meant to go live in September, but because of my breakdown, my burnout, I've decided to speed up the process. It's all about good, positive outdoor vibes. So everything what's positive, it's gonna be included in this. That's how I want to give something back to society and to share positive vibes, because we all are warriors, we all are brave, and we all like and we love positive and outdoor vibes. So stay tuned for more on that subject. Anyway, that's all for today. 1st of 4th, Edinburgh. I love this place. Just a quick glance. Yes, that's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Cheers!